Slot Car News, sponsored by LEB Hobbies, your specialist in home and hobby slot car racing. Hey everybody, welcome to the in-studio version of Slot Car News. Finally, for the first time in many weeks. We have quite a bit of news. We have some arrivals, we have some departures, and we have some coming soons. So we're just going to jump right into it. BRM Policar Slot coming soon. The South Africa version of this car. This looks really incredible. A little green and orange deco going on here. And this is one of the next ones shipping, I believe, from Policar. And, yeah, I would expect that one to be coming pretty soon. Very cool stuff. The Canon. Oh, baby. And I don't have it here. The 956, the Hightail. Now, the 956 that they first released years and years ago. I have the white guide version. Which was one of the first releases, one of the earliest releases of cars that they did. This Canon livery is so exciting to me. I've been a Canon shooter. I own tons of Canon gear. And yeah, this really brings back a lot of memories for me from more than 10 years ago. From the original slotted car. I think this is absolutely incredible. And I am so happy that they are going to be releasing this car again. Or releasing this car. Not again. Releasing this car. Yes. Slotted Datsun 510 photos. What can you say? There's some really nice detail on this car. And personally, I don't think just because Revo Slot had released this car, to quite a bit of fanfare, I really think that the slotted versions are going to be absolutely phenomenal. We're going to be getting some amazing cars from slotted, the 510s, I mean, for years to come, obviously from Revo as well. I don't think just because one company does it doesn't mean, someone else can't do it, or, why aren't they coordinating? Companies don't coordinate like that, guys. It's great to have Slotted doing this car. This is a wow car. This is an excellent release that they're doing. Yeah, it can't come soon enough. I know we're all excited about it. Speaking of can't come soon enough, you like the segue there? The NSR C8R will be here before you know it. Obviously, this is an April release, as you see here from the photo, but I thought it was worth, kind of bringing this up again because, having the first performance version of the C8R, it's definitely going to get a lot of people really excited, and frankly, it should. It's going to be a great release. I'm sure the thing's going to sell out. And there we are. There are a pair of Astons that are coming sooner than that. Gulf Astons coming from NSR as well, that you see here. Beautiful cars, more Astons, sure, why not? Everybody loves them. We have BRM showing 3 new liveries of the Opel Kadett. If you're into these, what are they, young timers, old timers? I can never remember. I think they're young timers. I'm sure the German folks out there will remind me. Regardless, it's cool stuff. I mean, if you're into these cars, they run really nicely. The BRM stuff is absolutely fantastic stuff. If you don't have a BRM 24 scale car, I would encourage you to check them out, especially the smaller, the classic series of cars that they make, because they make some really beautiful little cars that would fit on track like Policar, because they're not, really big cars. So you could have some fun with those, the minis, the escorts, whatever. There's a lot of them. Check them out, the 2002s. In any case, BRI makes some really great stuff, and frankly, you should check them out. Fly next. They're showing a couple repops of older molds. There's a 911 Rally version. This is just such an epic release from them, frankly. If you're not really into Rally, I don't know. I think because of the stuff on this car, this makes this 911, just because it's so different from every other 911 that's been made, slot car that's been made. Maybe not ever, but certainly most recently. It's a really, really interesting car for them to make with all the racing accoutrement on this car. It's going to be a hard one to pass up, quite frankly. And yeah, in any case, there we are. The 917K that you see here from them, for Daytona. I think this is the number 1. Is it the number 1? Frankly, my paper to figure it out. I believe so. In any case, another nice release from Fly of the 9. Did I say 911? 917K. Sorry, guys. Porsche Daytona 917K. There we are. Awesome release from them as well. Let me check over the notes here. Let me make sure I got what I should be talking about, except for parts. I don't normally mention too many parts because there's an awful lot of parts that get released. However, these parts I think I desperately need because I am complete shit setting up the space between gears and such, and axle stoppers and things like that. Scale Auto has some really nice shim spacer gauges, I guess you would say. Yes, they are. Feeler gauges, essentially. This is a really good idea. Look, is it revolutionary? I don't know. Probably not. Has it been done before? Probably. I think it's a great thing that they're doing this. For me personally, I think this is really a can't miss product, and I think I need to get these. Yeah, I really think I do. In any case, guys, stick around through the racing and show news for this week's editorial. This week's editorial is, guys, a starting base that makes sense for hobbyists. Yes, please. So when you get a home set track, it comes with basic controllers. They're fine. I have no problem with made to a price point controllers. It makes sense. In slot car sets, they may not be the best quality, but they need to be cheap because you need to buy a set with parts that are appropriate for beginners. A power supply, okay, fine. But the track base piece, let's talk about that for a second. Companies like Policar, companies like Scale Auto, I personally feel, and I'd like to encourage them in the most positive way, to make a base piece for their track and maybe for other tracks that you can hook up a 2-wire power supply to. A very simple thing, 2 posts or 2 plugs or 2 clamps that you just put 2 wires in, and it's wired up. And then for a 2-lane track now, 2-lane, not 4, 2-lane track, make power connections or controller connections that are either 3-post, which is more common here in the US, or 3 kind of plug, like banana plugs, which I believe is more common in some of Europe. In any case, this could be worked out where you have a basic track piece that you could plug in a good power supply to and good aftermarket controllers to right in without having to wire. The question always comes up was when you suggest products is, well, okay, Dave, how many will you sell? But I think if companies made this, I think there would be hundreds of sales worldwide at least. I think it definitely would encourage people to start with a track system. And if they're like me, I mean, I don't know wiring really at all. When it comes to that kind of thing, I'm really inept. Hold your jokes. Yes, Dave's inept about a lot of things. You're not wrong. But when it comes to wiring, I'm basically totally inept. We had my uncle help me wire my track. Without him, I probably could have done it. I used the Slot Car Corner track wiring harness that they make, and the diagram that they make is super easy to follow. I could have done it by myself. I didn't. Regardless, a track connection piece where you can hook up a power supply and decent aftermarket controllers to, especially since both of the companies I mentioned, Scale Auto and Policar, Slot It, make their own controllers. They don't make their own power supplies, but, well, they kind of do. Frankly, they should. No, frankly, they shouldn't. There's plenty of power supplies out there. Regardless, I think a track connection piece that's easy to hook up controllers to, good aftermarket controllers or basic aftermarket 3-wire controllers to, and a 2-post positive negative power supply hookup with a braking circuit wired in there as well. It's a no-brainer. It's time for this to happen. I would encourage someone to make this a product that is sold as a sellable thing for Policar, for Carrera, for Scale Auto, for Scalextric. Why isn't this sold? Frankly, I don't know, and it needs to be. Thank you. This has been the editorial for this week. I appreciate folks sticking around through my rant. I probably will not be doing a live stream this weekend. I will not be doing a live stream on Monday. I have my first actual treatment on Monday for my year-long series of treatments that I'm going to be doing. I don't know how I'm going to feel after the treatments are done on Monday, if the treatment is done on Monday. So I don't really know if I'm going to have any energy, if I'm going to feel bad, if I'm going to feel good, whatever. In any case, yes, so there won't be any live stream on Sunday or Monday. And I did want to thank people again for the well wishes and messages and the posts, and it's been overwhelming, the amount of support. I cannot thank folks enough. It really means quite a bit. It really does. It's been a very difficult year and a half with this. Steadily been getting, I guess you'd say, worse. In any case, here's hoping that things turn around shortly. Thank you very much, guys. See you all again soon.